are about to go on a little nature walk. Safely, hopefully. And we're just gonna take our time getting down this because I don't want to fall. Okay. I'm not gonna be able to do that. It doesn't look that steep, and it's really not. But it's like quicksand. And I will fall on my butt. Let's see if we can find a less steep one. Oh, that's kind of cool. I thought that was a bird sitting in there for a minute. It's a tree stump. But it's a rock in there. I don't know. Alright. It's really sandy sand, and I'm just worried I'm going to fall. And if I fall, I probably won't be able to get back up. So I'm right here on the edge of this forest and this cliff right here. And trying to decide if I'm going to move camps or not, because I'm getting sucky internet. I could just move to a different place in here, but then of course I would lose this gorgeous view. So I don't know. We'll have to see. So pretty. These tall trees. Okay, I think this will work. I'm not very good at this whole walking thing. With my back the way it is, you know. Oh, this is pretty. What is this? Just some tree stumps. It's really comfortable weather today. Yesterday was in the low 90s, but it certainly didn't feel it. And then today is going to be in the mid 80s. So beautiful weather. I love the look at these stumps. You can just tell how old these trees are. I think we can make this work. So before I go down there, I am going to tie one off. I'll tie a tree off or something with this tape. So I don't get lost. And like when I'm out in the forest or whatever, you know, I'll tie one every few hundred feet, just so I don't get lost. I'm not really worried about getting lost here, but I want to remember where I came up or where I came down, because this is where I'll go back up too. And once we get down here, I'll show you. So you can see the ribbon there. But once you get down here, and I know this because I've actually camped on this river a few weeks ago. It's not the same name, but I was on the White River, and this is like the Cowlitz River or something like that. But it's the same glacial wash. Just got to be careful because the sand is really loose. I don't want to fall or twist an ankle. But like once you get down here, Now I can still see my campsite, so it's not that big a deal, but I really just want to show. You can see the ribbon over there. When I was on this river a few miles down, once you got down to the riverbed, it all looked the same. The first time I went out, I forgot to grab my red tape. And once I started to try to find my way back up, I kind of panicked and see where I came back up, or where I needed to go back into the woods. So it was kind of scary. It only took me 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes to find my way out. This right here, where I just walked down, is pretty, it's not as steep as the rest. You can see the tire tracks out here. People will bring their side-by-sides and four-wheelers out and come down here and off-road. And you can see how wide this wash is. So I was talking to some locals at Rife Lake the other day, and they're really concerned about the drought, because the lady was telling me, I was telling her that I was camping on our White River, and she grew up in that area, and she said these washes used to be full in the summertime, like all summer long. And you can kind of see the step down. So it's high up there where my camp is, and then it steps down and steps down, and it just keeps stepping down. These are cycles of water, of water flow that just keeps getting lower and lower and lower. See, it's still more steps down. Now the water's just barely at a trickle. It's a glacial melt, so it's not fed by anything except the glacier. But it's how they get their water downstream. She said they're really, getting kind of worried. There's some sort of animal bone. She said that they're really getting kind of worried, because when she was a kid, these washes were full. I mean, it's what, at least 200 yards wide here, maybe more. And now it's just down to a trickle. Just trying to watch where I step. There's another bone. It could be like barbecue bones. People do come out here and cook and stuff. There's my camp up there. So as you can see, I'm right here on the water. And the water's still moving really fast, and it's really shallow. There are some places that the water kind of pulls up, and you can kind of go swimming a little bit. This little bit of river is more my style right here. And now we're here at the water. You can see how big the wash is supposed to be. But it's just a mere trickle of its former self. I'm not brave enough to get in it. And it's funny because I've seen several people come down here with kids and stuff, and they all come back up dry. So it's just not really the type of place you want to swim. Kind of dangerous. But it's definitely beautiful. It's so pretty. I like how it's flowing over these rocks right here. Here's a little pool right here, but it's not very deep. I would get in it if it was going a little bit slower. That's a little too fast to walk in safely, I think. But it's definitely beautiful. Such a gorgeous day, too. I'm gonna go on a walk on one of the trails tomorrow. And I'll show you how I tie off the red tape and stuff. And like I said, I think that's just a safe thing to do anyways. But definitely when you have short-term memory issues, you definitely want to do it so you can find your way back. Like I said, I came out on one of these washes a few weeks ago, and it was on a tree line kind of like that, and it all looks the same. And so, I mean, I don't know, I've walked probably a half a mile, and if you walk, you know, a half a mile along that, it all looks the same. These rocks are rough on your feet. Looks like a nose. But yeah, this was just beautiful. I probably should have tied some more tape, because now I can't really remember the path I came in, which is fine because I know where my camp is, but the path I came in was not steep and pretty easy on my feet. All these trees laying here at one point were brought by a glacial wash, and so it was strong enough to carry these trees downstream, and you know, tell them where they came from. But I guess that happens. It's one reason there's a no burn order in effect. Is it's just been so dry that they don't want to risk it. Now here, I'm in Pierce County, and there is I think it's a level 2 burn ban. So what that means, I looked it up on the county website. You can't have a bonfire, and you can't like burn your grass and stuff, but small campfires in a stone camp circle, a stone fire circle, is still okay. Because after what went on at Rife Lake, you know, you just want to be careful, and I'm careful anyways. You know, I want to follow as many of the rules as I can. I've seen some pretty dumb rules, like some of the campgrounds. Now, a lot of the campgrounds are private, but there are some BLM campgrounds and Army Corps of Engineer campgrounds, which are technically public property. But the camping part, you have to pay. And of course, you got to follow their rules. And at some of the campgrounds, the public campgrounds, it'll say like no alcohol and no weed. Alcohol is legal and weed is legal. But I guess they reserve the right to say you can't do it. Which at that Hood Park campground in whatever city I was in, I don't remember now, but it was really nice because it was quiet. And a lot of times when you have alcohol, it can be loud. I don't drink, of course, and I don't smoke weed anymore, so it don't really matter to me. That's good exercise. Let's see how many steps I'm in today. I'm only 3,200. It's still early. Oh, and I charged my watch this morning, so probably about 1,000 steps. I didn't even record. And there's my red ribbon. But yeah, when I'm out like going through woods like this right here, which I have done, then I'll tie those off, you know, every 100 feet or so. I've been kind of thinking about getting a dog, and I said, you know, if one just happens to come up, you know, then I'll think about it. And I told the universe, I was like, if you want me to have a dog, just have one show up. And by golly, this morning it did. It scared me to death. I was laying in the van, the doors open, and this animal walked past. And I reached up and grabbed my gun quick. And but it was just a hound. It was a dog, a healthy looking dog, but he was sniffing at my trash. He didn't have a collar on, but I was like, well, universe, if this is the dog you want me to have, let it come here. So I got up and offered it some food and water, and it just ran off. But it dragged this can right here out of my trash, and I was trying to take off with it. But it was a golf ball. But he didn't have a collar on, so, but he looked really healthy. So I don't know if it was, you know, a camper's dog, or there is a country club and like a little rich person village up the street, a couple miles away. So he could belong to somebody, I don't know. All right, that's the little nature walk for now. I am still trying to perfect getting the van organized, but it is much better than it has been. Got my power station behind me over there. All my beard oil and stuff right here. So, all right, well, I'll holler at you guys soon. Love you. Bye.